This was Halloween, so today let's create the monster of the game. Let's go. Okay, so last time I worked on the art direction of the game and you seem to really like it, so thanks a lot for all your comments. I really appreciate your feedbacks. But to be honest, even if it's a pretty good start, I don't think this is relevant to work too much on the art direction without having much gameplay done in the game for now. But today, we don't care about this because this is a special day, Halloween is getting closer, and I want to make a special episode on the creation of the monster of the game, because the game name will be the name of the monster. Yeah. So, this name will be The Eternal. I wasn't sure about this name at the start, but after a few weeks thinking about it, I think it's working because the monster is supposed to follow and corrupt people, and the goal of the player will be to understand if this creature really exists or if this is something happening just in his head. And I especially like the idea of having a name that represents a mystical, immortal creature who can corrupt any people at any period of the history. Now I will just have to design this creature, but after a short break. Okay, so the first step will be concept art. Don't have too much expectation on this. I told you I don't know how to draw and my drawing will probably look like crap. But I still want to do this step because it will help me mix all my references and find a direction for the monster. Yeah, and the reference I want to mix are Chernobyl and the nuclear wound, because it represents for me the fear the people could have during the 50s, Crimson Peak, and this bloody look the ghosts have in the movie, and District 9 and Pirate of the Caribbean too. Because I want to add some kind of mutation look to the creature, maybe some insect parts. Let's go! Okay, so I'm starting by doing some random silhouettes, and if I like some of them, after that I will add some details on them. Okay, I've decided to choose this concept, even if it's not the best one in my opinion, but I think it will be at the end the easiest one to animate. And I also like on this one the big claw the creature has on his leg, which can make some noise to help in the game the player know when he's being chased by the creature. But now it's time to give you the secret recipe on how to create a 3D monster. Let's go. So, my secret recipe for making this creature will be doing some gnocchis. Yeah, you're gonna see. So, the first step for making gnocchi is mixing all the ingredients, which are mashed potatoes, salt, pepper, one egg yolk, and because I'm feeling a bit funky, some fresh basilic. Yeah, and to all this, we are gonna add some flour and mix everything. So making the dog like this in 3D corresponds to creating some basic modeling for the character. It was easier to start with human model and to remove to him one leg and one hand, and to do some extrusion to help me making the claw in the future. Okay, so my dog is ready, so the second step is making some rolls. You add some flour, you make your rolls, and you cut your gnocchis, which is starting some basic sculpting. On my monster, I'm starting to add some interesting shape, like hole in the skin to make some nuclear wound, start sculpting the claw and testing some other specificity. Here I added some hard edge, like a shell on his body, or this big skull part on the head, which will stay white and strange in the texturing. Great! Now it's time to work on the funniest part of the sculpt, which is adding some very small details on the character's skin. It defines his personality and his past, so I decided to add a lot of rotten flesh, fresh blood on those nuclear wounds, and to add some shell texture on his body. It got a little longer, so it seems. I burned out, so to speak. Now come a little closer. And for the gnocchis, it means taking all those dark parts, taking a fork and using it to doing this very cool gnocchi look, which take at least 30 minutes if you're fast, so yeah. Now it's time to cook my gnocchis to give them their final shape. In 3D, this step could be retopology. This step was the longest one because I didn't know what were the best practices at the start. The goal of the retopology is to create a simplified version of the mesh to optimize the assets and bake all the details we have scoped into one texture. And it's exactly what cooking gnocchi is! I know, this metaphor is dumb. I just wanted to eat gnocchis, so let's just pretend that this metaphor is good, okay? Because I'm starting to be very hungry. Sometimes and the last step is adding some texture to my gnocchis with sauce. So I added some mushrooms, some wine, cream, garlic, and some parmesan, and here it is! The perfect gnocchi meal! Yeah! Yeah, this is great. And this sauce can be compared to adding some texture to my models. Je filme là. So Sérieusement? I was coming back from the hospital and heading up to the home when, well, you can hear it, it started to rain. Yeah, so the next step will be to work on the textures of the creature and to wash that fucking blood. So, let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna start working on the texture of the creature, and to be honest, I'm not the best texturing artist. I don't have substance, which is a must-have for this kind of thing, but I don't have it, so... Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Je vais sortir Grim. Mais tu vas pas sortir Grim, putain! Les médecins t'ont dit de rester là, ça va s'infecter. Je vais sortir, c'est pas grave. Ah, tu fatigues. Je vais sortir Grim. Ouais, c'est ça, bah rentre dans une heure, au moins que j'ai pas à venir te chercher. Oh, putain. What was I saying? Yeah, I wish I could have Substance Painter to do this texturing work, but I don't. So for now, I'm gonna use this texturing add-on for Blender that will help me doing much easily some better texturing work. Will be to import the model into Unreal Engine to check if everything is okay, the texture, the normal, all this. And after that, I will use Mixer Mode to add a quick animation on the model if everything is working in movement in Unreal. But all this will be completely temporary because I will add some custom animation on the creature in a future devlog. So let's go.
I've been looking for a reason to look the other way. Been waiting here forever. It's getting old, it's getting late. Even in the dead of night I see that this routine is killing me. So let's wake 'em up, I'll wake 'em up, my sleeping dogs. Honestly, I need honesty, because it always takes the...
It's working! Yeah! It's finally working. Some issues, the usual stuff, model, normal, but it's finally pretty happy with the result. What you think? Tell me, and cool too. Oh merde. Allez, un peu de lumière. Clément, Lucie. C'est creepy de ouf. Oh la vache. Lucie? Lucie? Grim? Lucie? Oh putain. Hey Lucie? Lucie? Quoi? I'm really happy with the result of this devlog. Don't know what you think, but this creature is so beautiful. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and my social in the bio. Yeah.